Hi there, and welcome to another video in which I get way too excited about planning systems and productivity. In this one, I'm going to be showing you how I set up my planner at the beginning of each new month, and how I make sure that my monthly goals get translated down into my weekly schedule, and then into my daily task list. For 2021, I am using a Take a Note planner, and I've made an entire video about this planner, so I'll link that in the cards if you guys want a more in-depth look at this. Okay, here we go. The first thing I do is close out the previous month, which means adding all the events throughout my month to the calendar. If you're curious about why I'm adding these colored stickers everywhere, it's because I color code both my digital and paper calendars. I recently made a whole video about how and why I do this, so if you're curious about that, I'll link that one as well. This month ends up looking a little nuts because all my events were in the latter part of the week, so only the right-hand page is filled, but that's an accurate reflection of my schedule. You may also notice little dumbbell symbols on the page. This is my way of tracking which days I exercised. Now that I'm done adding all the events for April, I'm going to write out a little summary of the month at the bottom of the page. This isn't super necessary, but I like having a little snapshot of how I'm feeling at the end of each month. Now it's time to move on to May. I'll make a monthly goals section and list the main things I want to complete this month. I included goals like the number of days I want to exercise this month, as well as how many videos I aim to upload. It's Monday the 3rd as I film this, so I filled in the events over the past weekend, and then put my recurring events onto the calendar as well. I'm using these green dots to denote when I get my paycheck, which is of course nice to know. I'm also blocking off the time that my husband and I will be on a cross-country road trip. I put this in pencil because we're still nailing down the final dates. With my monthly plan laid out, I head to the weekly layout of my planner. The first thing I do here is pull over the events I listed on the monthly calendar. Any events for this week also get space on this weekly view, so I don't forget about them. When that's done, I switch to pencil and lay out a rough exercise plan for myself. I like including where I'll be for that day's exercise. For example, the gym in my building, or outside, or the climbing gym, as well as the type of exercise, cardio or rock climbing or weightlifting. This lets me plan my days around staying active, and the very act of writing all this down means that I'm way more likely to actually follow through on these plans. Now that I know what my week looks like, I'll move over to my Notion app, specifically the overall to-do list that I've set up for myself. If any of you are curious about this, I'll link my Notion tour video here as well. Right now, all I'm doing is adding some things that have been on my mind to this task list, so I don't have to waste brain power trying to remember them. During the week, I open my task list here and choose items to work on, pulling them into my daily list. Speaking of, let's set that up next. I won't go into too much detail here because I just posted a video about my daily planning routine, but I'm just pulling over incomplete tasks from previous days onto today's section. Some of these things are items that were on my Notion task list, and I've added those to my daily list so they get done. So there you have it. It's not too complex a routine, which is good, because if it were, I just wouldn't do it. I end up with monthly items that are pulled over into my weekly dashboard, if it's an event, or into my Notion list if it's a task, and those get pulled over into my daily lists. This system means that I'm working toward my monthly goals every day, and events are pulled over into my weekly dashboard so I don't forget about them. My exercise plan is all laid out too, so all future me has to do is follow it. So I can just work through my daily list, confident that I'm making progress in the areas that really matter to me. Alright, that's it for this video. Please give the video a like if you liked it, give me a subscribe if you loved it, and drop me a comment if you have any questions. Thanks again for watching, and see you in the next one.